Jesus dying at 33 years old and praying at the Mount of Olives with the 12 disciples right before he dies is a metaphor that your energy climbs up the spine and finishes at the 33rd vertebrae, where there are 2 olives connected to the medulla oblongata right under the pons, 1 olive on each side. Also, in older Christian stories or stories contemporary to the King James Version of the Bible, it was said that Jesus was born in a cave and he also dies in a cave, which symbolizes the metaphor of how the sun is reborn every year because Jesus is the Son of God, S-U-N. Learning astrology is critical to one's enlightenment because if you know the story of the stars and you read religious scripture, you will realize that Jesus dying for 3 days is mirroring the sun during the winter solstice, which lands on the 21st. So if the sun doesn't ascend or decline in its latitude for 3 days, it is considered still, even though it's constantly going from east to west on the horizons. And for the cherry on top, to all you non-syncretists and churchgoers, the only reason it says in Luke 2:21 at the end of 8 days when he was circumcised, he was called Jesus, is because Jesus is the sun. And the sun is what determines the year. When the sun dies on the 21st, it is reborn on Christmas Eve. And 8 days later would be the circumcision because the circle of the year is being cut. If you don't know astrology and you try to read scripture, you're not going to be able to penetrate the true deeper meaning and you will be limited to only surface level knowledge. The most famous prayer in all of Christianity told by Jesus in Matthew 6:9, "Our Father who art in heaven, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom and the power and the holy..." What in the French toast just happened? Okay, so this is the breakdown. The first sentence, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name." This is Aries because Aries is the head and all syncretists know that the head is heaven. Next is, "Thy kingdom come." The kingdom represents earth itself, which is a symbol for Taurus because it's an earth sign. Next is, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." Earth in this case correlates to the moon, which rules Cancer, and heaven correlates to the sun, which rules Leo. "Give us this day our daily bread." That's Virgo, who is always seen with a cornucopia or a leaf of corn wheat because back in the day the virgins would harvest wheat from the crops during Virgo season. "Forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us." That's Libra, which represents balance. Therefore, I forgive you and you forgive me. Treat others the way you want to be treated. "Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil." Temptation is symbolic of Scorpio, aka Judas the backbiter. And it's funny that Jesus gets kissed by Judas before he gets betrayed because anyone who has been stung by a scorpion is left with red irritated skin with 2 holes, and that resembles a kiss mark. Alright, I've run out of time. Smash that follow button for part 3.